So many of you guys have been asking for it, so I'm finally doing it, even though it's not needed because it's just my living room and not a gaming room, but this is my gaming room tour. Let's get into it. Hola, soy Fomo, and this is a tour of my gaming living room. Let's go! As you pan, you can see it's just a living room. Can you say living room? Muy bien! Now, for everyone who thinks I'm fake or this is not real or I'm a phony, there's someone behind me, I have a manager, a team, any of that, it's not true. This is just my living room. It doesn't take much to point a camera at a wall or shelves of games and sit and talk into a camera. I mean, the talking into the camera part can be hard, but if you practice, you'll get better. Now, a lot of you are like, it's expensive to live in New York City, and it can be if you live in Manhattan or any of the hipster-esque type of places, but if you live anywhere outside of Manhattan, it can be pretty cheap. I lived in New York my entire life, so it's just all I know, and I was born and raised here, so it is what it is. And for everyone wondering what I do for a job, if you know me, as of January 1st, I started working with a major comic book company, signed a 2-year contract. I'm not going to get into details because there are stalkers on the internet and creepers and people who have tried to email my editor or people in my job and talk shit about me because that's popular on the internet. Yeah, but that is what it is. If you watched my last live stream, I kind of talked about this a little bit and told you guys how I'd be possibly working on my own comic soon. So yeah, let's get into the rest of the tour. As you can see, this is a couch doing couch things because this is a living room. Here we have some of my games and systems set up. Can you point out the Xbox controller? Muy bien! A lot of this was wired and set up, but it was a pain in the ass. So now only the essentials are wired, and whenever I want to play something, I take the wires out and I set them up to play them. But as you can see, we have a variety of gaming systems set up. And here's my TV. Can you say shameless plug? Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. As we pan over, we have my streaming setup. If you would like a detailed video on what I use to stream and film, leave a comment below. I have learned that filming and streaming with cameras and audio, it's a personal preference, so it can take time to find what works for you. Now, this is the only light I use at the moment. I used to have more lights, but New York space is precious and they fit nowhere. Here you can see a camera, because living in the ghetto means you need security. And now, for my massive gaming collection that a lot of people think is a big deal, super expensive, here it is. It's 3 shelves. Can you say 3 shelves? This is my N64 collection. I was fortunate enough to be able to finish this before the games got expensive. Can you say expensive? They got expensive around a year or 2 ago, and I was able to finish it beforehand. There are about 4 or 5 N64 games that are actually that expensive, at least when I was collecting. Down here is my Super Nintendo collection, not as big as any of my other pieces in my collection because these are just games I really enjoy and games that were suggested by friends. Here is my NES collection. Only about 20 games in this collection are actually really expensive. Everything else is pretty cheap. Now, it's not a complete collection because the NES community sucks. The N64 community is awesome, and I thought the NES community was going to be as equally awesome, and it wasn't. So I'm actually thinking about selling these, only keeping the games I really enjoy and have fond memories with, and getting rid of the rest because that community sucks. Can you say suck? And before we get to my middle shelf, we're just gonna pan at the top of these shelves. A lot of these are boxes. Some of the systems set up underneath my TV, and some inside. Now a lot of this middle shelf I got from Japan. Shout out to Kids Shoryuken. Jim, I really appreciate you helping me find these games. And some I got at local shops. I was really happy to find a lot of these Neo Geo games in Japan for a reasonable price. Neo Geo has some of the best fighting games. So I was really happy to be able to get a bunch of them while in Japan. Another thing I enjoy are Super Famicom games because the artwork on them are amazing. I want to be able to rearrange my shelf so you can see more of the artwork because these boxes are really detailed and the graphics are super cool. But the light might bounce off of some of the colors like it does in some videos. My personal favorite part of this shelf is my Virtual Boy collection. I have a complete North American collection, and soon when my friend goes back to Japan in a few weeks, I'll be able to have a world complete collection of the Virtual Boy. And then on top of here, we have Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, and some PlayStation 1 games. Now when I get rid of some of these NES games, I'll be able to fit more Sega Saturn and Dreamcast games on this shelf. Now some of you might be thinking, where's your Switch games? Did you sell them all? No, I didn't! As we discussed before, space in New York is precious. So I have a whole closet full of things that don't fit on my shelves. Can you spot the Switch games? Muy bien! And that's it! This is my entire gaming room, living room. 3 shelves, a streaming desk, and a TV setup. What was your favorite part of this video? I like that part too. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about things you'd like more details on in this video, like my gaming shelf, my streaming desk, or my TV setup, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more and put your push notifications on. Until next time, peace out.